I think almost of you are just here inside the conference room. So, good morning.
Creo que estamos
again,
todos
all of you,
y
ladies and
todas
gentlemen.
bienvenidos, señoras, señores,
Welcome to the Huawei
bienvenidos
Digital Talent Summit.
a la cumbre del talento de Huawei en forma digital, claro, A ver, cumbre del talento digital de Huawei. Les informo de algunas cuestiones internas en primer lugar.
It feels good to meet each other in person, right?
Es muy positivo vernos presencialmente, conocernos después de 2 años de virtualidad. Muy bien, de todos modos, les animo a llevar mascarilla durante toda la sesión. Gracias por su cooperación. También les vamos a pedir que pongan el teléfono en silencio o en modo vibración. Si lo necesitan, hay traducción simultánea. Hay dispositivos de traducción simultánea fuera de la sala. En el canal 1, traducción al español, 2 inglés y 3 chino. No duden en beneficiarse del servicio si lo necesitan. También vamos a lanzar la sesión en streaming. Volveremos a empezar en unos segundos para dar la bienvenida vía streaming también. Para ustedes aquí en la sala y para aquellos que nos siguen en línea, bienvenidos, buenos días, bienvenidos a la cumbre del talento digital de Huawei. Soy Helen y estoy encantada de acoger este encuentro. Como he dicho, me llena de júbilo verles en persona y también en línea. Hay que mantener el formato digital también. Gracias a UNESCO por haber organizado la Conferencia Mundial de Educación Superior en Barcelona. Hoy nos acompañan más de 80 expertos de UNESCO, de la Academia Huawei y también de exalumnos de la Academia. Todo con el objetivo de debatir la reinvención de la educación superior en pro de un futuro sostenible y cómo la tecnología puede desempeñar un papel en ese sentido, ¿no? En primer lugar, me gustaría dar la bienvenida a Stefania Giannini. Stefania Giannini es la directora general adjunta para educación de la UNESCO. Stefania Giannini, desgraciadamente, no ha podido acompañarnos presencialmente, pero ha grabado un vídeo para todos nosotros, con lo cual veamos. Es la asistente del director general. Desgraciadamente, el sonido del vídeo es insuficiente. En estos momentos no nos llega el sonido del vídeo y no podemos proceder a traducirlo. Vamos a ver si se puede resolver esta cuestión.
The World Higher Education Conference 2022 convenes at a critical time as the world confronts mounting and interconnected threats and challenges. We are emerging from a global health pandemic that profoundly disrupted learning.
Ha vuelto el sonido. En el ámbito de la educación superior y en las instituciones de educación superior en todo el mundo. También es un acelerador de la innovación en el ámbito de la educación. La tecnología es el puente para la educación para millones de alumnos en todo el mundo. Hoy debemos dar un paso más y comblar esta brecha digital que ha dejado a muchos atrás e integrar soluciones basadas en las tecnologías de la comunicación en los currículums y programas educativos. Y esto es clave, no únicamente en pro de la empleabilidad. Las tecnologías digitales contribuyen también a un entorno más abierto, flexible flexible, un ecosistema más flexible. El talento, el conocimiento y el intercambio de puntos de vista debe ponerse a trabajar en pro del diseño de soluciones sostenibles para el futuro. Vamos a requerir de partenariados para el intercambio de conocimiento entre el norte y el sur. El reto en el ámbito de las instituciones de educación superior es hacer, o mejor dicho, no dejar a nadie atrás gracias al uso de la tecnología. La tecnología debe ponerse a trabajar en pro de la educación y no al revés. Para trabajar en pro de la igualdad debemos promover el desarrollo de la Declaración Global de la Conectividad en el ámbito de la educación, que se basa en 3 pilares o principios. Los voy a recordar. El primero de los principios es poner la innovación al servicio de aquellos que han sido dejados a la zaga. En segundo lugar, duplicar o redoblar esfuerzos en desarrollo de plataformas de calidad. Calidad y acceso libre van de la mano. En tercer lugar, el tercer principio tiene que ver con el apoyo a la innovación pedagógica, muy relevante y necesaria hoy en día. Nuestro objetivo también se pone al servicio de las chicas y de los chicos para que puedan conectarse a dispositivos digitales independientemente de su clase social o ubicación geográfica. También es importante que los alumnos son actores, ciudadanos globales responsables que sacan el máximo beneficio de la transformación digital. Eso es fundamental para la creación de una sociedad inclusiva y sostenible. Hoy hemos agrupado a expertos y partes interesadas para compartir buenas prácticas y lecciones adquiridas en aras de planificar un futuro mejor. Creo que este debate aportará insumos relevantes sobre cómo interpretar los beneficios de la tecnología más y mejor y brindar educación de calidad para todos y todas, poniendo a la persona en el centro. Les deseo mucho éxito. Gracias, señora Giannini, por destacar el importante papel del sector privado en superar la brecha digital. A continuación, me gustaría invitar al señor Vincent Peng, el vicepresidente senior director del Consejo. Muy bien. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Se suma a nosotros en línea también. Muy buenos días, muy buenas tardes. Soy Vincent Peng, de Huawei. Me encantaría haber podido acudir a la reunión presencial en Barcelona. No ha sido posible. Gracias por acompañarnos. Es un placer darles la bienvenida en nombre de Huawei. Nos reunimos porque nos preocupa el futuro, nos importa el futuro y la educación será clave para un futuro sostenible. Espero con interés escuchar sus presentaciones y propuestas en este ámbito. Me gustaría compartir algunas de mis reflexiones. La pandemia de la COVID-19 ha cambiado radicalmente nuestras maneras de aprender. El aprendizaje en el ámbito digital es la nueva normalidad. Así bien, la educación superior no siempre es percibida como un proceso a lo largo de toda la vida. El aprendizaje vía digital hace que la educación sea más independiente y fragmentada. Los procesos en línea y las microcredenciales son cada vez más populares. Los alumnos pueden adquirir nuevas capacidades en pro de una mejora de la empleabilidad también en el ámbito digital. Cada vez hay partenariados más relevantes entre el sector de la educación superior y el sector privado para adquirir las capacidades necesarias para la era digital. En Huawei queremos contribuir humildemente a través de nuestra academia digital. Ahí estamos trabajando con nuestros asociados del ámbito académico en el desarrollo de saberes en el ámbito tecnológico. Financiamos investigación en este ámbito y tenemos por objetivo formar a más de 1 millón de profesionales de las tecnologías de la información y de las comunicaciones para el año 2024. La pandemia también ha acelerado el proceso de digitalización global y ha dejado claro la relevancia de mejorar la alfabetización digital entre las personas vulnerables y garantizar que nadie queda atrás en este mundo digital hacia el que nos adentramos. En Europa, por ejemplo, un alfabetismo digital básico. Las personas menos conectadas encuentran retos y dificultades a la hora de abastecerse de bienes y servicios básicos, como por ejemplo alimentos o educación. Durante la pandemia lo vimos claramente, durante los confinamientos. La brecha digital es más significativa, si cabe, en el ámbito de o en las regiones remotas no conectadas por Internet. Inclusive, cuando hay red, faltan capacidades en estos entornos rurales. Por eso queremos comblar estas brechas, estrecharlas, y para realmente contribuir y hacerlo de manera significativa, la cooperación entre el gobierno, o los gobiernos, mejor dicho, el sector privado y las universidades será clave. Debemos trabajar mancomunadamente, de consumo, con socios y partners como la UNESCO para promover la educación inclusiva, por ejemplo. En entornos como Kenia tenemos una carta de principios digitales, un clúster móvil de accesibilidad a Internet, dispositivos inteligentes y formación para personas con falta de alfabetismo digital. En los últimos años, por otra parte, hemos podido formar a centenares de profesores y alumnos de decenas de escuelas en Kenia y hemos llegado así a muchos jóvenes. La tecnología también tiene el potencial de reequilibrar los recursos educativos globales. Debemos trabajar en el desarrollo de las tecnologías para construir un ecosistema abierto en el ámbito de la educación. Hemos sido líderes en este ámbito y debemos también utilizar la tecnología para reforzar el atractivo de la investigación. Para resolver los problemas de mañana debemos empezar a trabajar en las tecnologías hoy. Y no cabe duda de que el sector de la educación superior es el foro adecuado donde invertir energías para promover la innovación global y también decir que la cooperación es el mejor de los enfoques posible para garantizar la innovación. Nosotros somos plenamente partidarios de la cooperación. Tenemos 60 laboratorios de investigación con investigación fase 1, también celebración de encuentros, congresos y simposios. Una plataforma en línea con tecnologías punteras. Este laboratorio es gestionado en colaboración con los actores relevantes del sector y nos ayuda a cultivar y atesorar la investigación más relevante para la construcción de un entorno dinámico, rico, fructífero. La tecnología lo puede todo si ponemos los recursos necesarios. Debemos aprovechar esta oportunidad para construir un futuro accesible, inclusivo y mejor. Espero con interés el debate que nos espera durante esta jornada. Muchísimas gracias por su muy amable atención. Gracias por llamar nuestra atención a los retos que enfrentan los mayores en cuanto a la digitalización. En la próxima reunión, o mejor dicho, en la próxima sesión, escucharemos el punto de vista de el sector público en España, en China y en otros sectores. Damos la bienvenida al señor Marcus González, subsecretario de Universidades, para su presentación. Señor González, quien nos acompaña, por cierto, presencialmente, bienvenido, buenos días. Y tiene usted la palabra. Muy buenos días, muchísimas gracias, señoras, señores. Es un placer y un honor estar aquí. Gracias a Huawei por habernos invitado, por haber invitado al Gobierno de España y a la universidades a esta cumbre tan relevante y pertinente sobre el talento digital. Me gustaría apuntar algunos. Creo que son importantes para todos los gobiernos, también el de España. Mi presentación será breve, porque creo que tenemos un listado considerable de ponentes. En primer lugar, la primera idea que quisiera compartir: la digitalización es un hecho. Lo está transformando absolutamente todo, también la educación superior. Esta cumbre, esta semana, es la semana de la educación superior y la transformación. La digitalización lo ha transformado absolutamente todo en el ámbito de la educación, la investigación, la docencia, la transferencia de conocimiento de la universidad a la sociedad o economía. Es decir, es incuestionable que hay un cambio horizontal derivado de la digitalización y del desarrollo de nuevas tecnologías de la comunicación. La pandemia por COVID-19 lo ha acentuado, ya lo sabíamos de antes. Creo que hoy y esta semana debemos reflexionar sobre tres cuestiones que son, yo creo, fundamentales cuando nos referimos a la digitalización. La primera de estas cuestiones es la siguiente. La digitalización, sin duda, es un tema que está al orden del día. No obstante, debemos utilizar la digitalización para inventar cosas nuevas, no para hacer lo mismo que venimos haciendo de siempre. Yo soy profesor universitario. La pandemia nos ha obligado a transitar a la formación en línea. No obstante, la formación que impartíamos era exactamente la misma, ¿no? Simplemente a través de un canal diferente, el canal digital. Y yo creo que la digitalización debe ir mucho más allá. La digitalización va de reflexionar sobre cosas nuevas, sobre qué hacer desde otra óptica en la gobernanza de las universidades, en el aula, etc. En segundo lugar, la digitalización, ¿para quién? Pues para todos y para todas. No obstante, desde luego, la digitalización es nuclear también para promover la inclusión. Se ha dicho anteriormente, la inclusión es, sin duda, una cuestión fundamental que tiene que ver con la digitalización, reforzar la inclusión y poder también abrir puertas y ventanas del sector de la educación superior a otro público. La conectividad será menester, pero no es lo único. La manera como la digitalización transforma la docencia hace que sea posible hoy en día plantearnos la participación de actores que quizás no tenían tiempo de estudiar a tiempo completo, o que se encuentran en regiones remotas, o que desde diferentes entornos geográficos puedan interactuar en una plataforma en línea. En fin, decía, la inclusión, un concepto clave en esta reflexión sobre la digitalización. El tercer concepto en el que me gustaría centrarme es el talento digital. ¿Cómo podemos fomentar, promover el talento digital? Creo que es el tema que nos ocupa en esta magna reunión. Todos los gobiernos, también el español, venimos promoviendo la digitalización de las universidades. Los fondos Next Generation de la Unión Europea serán instrumentales. Hemos invertido millones de euros derivados de estos fondos para apoyar el proceso de digitalización de las universidades, adquisición de softwares, renovación de los dispositivos electrónicos, formación en nuevas metodologías docentes, pedagogía, etc. Todo en aras de promover esa digitalización sobre la base de los fondos Next Generation. Los diferentes ministerios del gobierno español están promoviendo que las empresas y los sectores se digitalicen. Una oportunidad espectacular. También debemos promover las competencias digitales dentro del sistema educativo a todos los niveles. En el ámbito de la educación superior debemos trabajar también para mejorar las capacidades digitales de los alumnos. Las universidades son autónomas, no dependen del gobierno, no somos nosotros quienes, digamos, gestionamos la gobernanza, pero sí podemos promover programas de capacitación y empoderamiento digital. También podemos instar a las universidades a promover el aprendizaje a lo largo de la vida. Las universidades no deben centrarse únicamente en un público de 18 a 26 años. Debemos reformar, o mejor dicho, dejar que toda la sociedad se forme. Y en ese sentido, la digitalización, una vez más, es fundamental. Las microformaciones, las microcredenciales, los nuevos formatos, los MOOCs, son, desde luego, fundamentales. El gobierno español, estamos también lanzando proyectos piloto para garantizar que las universidades pueden organizar estas microformaciones, microcredenciales, o alineándonos con las necesidades de varios sectores, también las ONG, ¿por qué no? Y en ese sentido, estamos trabajando en el concepto de las habilidades digitales, ¿no? Bien. He ahí uno de los principales papeles que tendremos que desempeñar en los próximos años. Lamento no poder quedarme a esta jornada. Como saben, esta semana es la Semana de la Educación Superior. Tenemos un sinfín de reuniones y de esta reunión me voy a la siguiente, pero vamos, espero con interés leer las conclusiones de esta reunión Huawei y espero con interés, decía, pues ver cómo podemos cooperar con ustedes. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, señor González. Y ahora vamos de España a Croacia. Doy la bienvenida al siguiente ponente, Ivica Šušak, es secretaria estatal del Ministerio de Ciencia y Educación de la República de Croacia. Muchísimas gracias por su presencia, señor Šušak. Muchísimas gracias por su invitación. Señoras y señores y participantes, es un gran placer de dirigirme a ustedes en nombre del Ministerio de Ciencia y Educación de la República de Croacia y presentar nuestros puntos de vista y la importancia de la digitalización en el sistema educativo. Tenemos múltiples retos y prepararnos para el futuro de los empleos, aunque estos empleos aún no existen. Necesitamos un plan de la resiliencia para el plan 2021-26. Incluye la transición de la economía hacia la digitalización con su impacto a largo plazo de un desarrollo sostenible. Es un factor importante en la digitalización para el sistema educativo, sobre todo en la escuela. Esto empezó en 2015 con estas prácticas, con sus metas, y son comprensivas en la informatización, en los procesos educativos y la creación de los métodos en la escuela para el siguiente o este siglo. Ha sido culminado a un nivel que tiene las mejores prácticas. Estableció los fundamentos para el trabajo competente y transversal y la producción con diferentes contenidos, teniendo unas competencias básicas, más actividades. Incluyen también el equipamiento en las instituciones educativas, empoderamientos en estas instituciones para la implementación de formas híbridas, apoyando la competencia de digitación del personal, la experimentación en la aplicación de la tecnología, en el aprendizaje, en los procesos de aprendizajes con su plataforma, desarrollo de asociados en la digitalización, también apoyar en el ámbito de la inteligencia artificial. Desde 2021, octubre, el ministro de Ciencia y Educación, OCB, implementó un proyecto y el asesoramiento en cuanto a instituciones de educación superior, dando el espacio para inversión amplia en las instituciones de educación superior. Esta inversión ha sido apoyar este plan de reconversión y de resiliencia para apoyar también el plan y el presupuesto a nivel estatal, apoyar a las instituciones con apoyar la digitalización de los el profesorado y de los estudiantes. No obstante, el aprendizaje en línea ha mostrado que
institutions is not always uniform. Consequently, it prevents access to quality education for students of lower socioeconomic background and less developed regions. Therefore, digital transformation of higher education institutions should be inclusive in order to decrease of the existing digital divide. To conclude, let me use the opportunity to thank Huawei for their innovation and the all activities implemented by Huawei in the area of digitalization and education, including the programs in Croatia. Your support through the donations during the fallback, the shattering earthquake in Croatia, and your efforts to enhance the digitalization of the education through the social programs such as Seeds for the Future, 1000 Dream and Huawei Scholarship have been greatly appreciated. We are looking forward to continue this debate at work actively on achieving the goals in the area of digitalization of education. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your words, Mr. Suzak. Now we are continuing traveling from Croatia to China. I would like to welcome Mr. Qin Wei, Secretary General, National Commission for the People's Republics of China for UNESCO. Mr. Qin Wei will be joining us online, and he will speak Chinese. So for all of you, you can switch your translation device to the right channel. Remember, the channel 1 Spanish, channel 2 English, and of course, channel 3 Chinese, but in that case, you wanted it. So, Mr. Qin, good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Helena Canadell.
Thank you very much for being here on stage.
Okay.
Distinguished UNESCO Assistant Director General for Education, Giannini, Distinguished Vincent Peng, Board Director, Senior Vice President, Huawei, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to attend this Huawei Digital Talent Summit under the framework of UN World Higher Education Conference 2022 for our organization, and and cooperation with companies is very meaningful. In the name of the Secretariat of UNESCO of China, I send my warm welcome, and I also greeting the guests online and offline, and we also appreciate the effort of Huawei for cooperating. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the new area, the cloud, AI, and blockchain and other new technologies are having great innovations, and it is integrated in the different sectors of the economy. The new industrial revolution is impacting all the sectors of our life and economy. We are entering a digital era. The digital economy is boosting, especially after COVID-19. The digital technology and economy have played a great role in fighting against COVID-19 and recovering our lives. It has great potential. We cannot imagine that without this technology and the development of its economy, we would face a worse situation. So we have to reach the great potential of this digital technology and adopt ourselves, as well as boost the economy and give benefits to all. This is a talent economy, and the talent is at its core of this all the people should have relevant skills, and we also need more talents. This is the mission of the education at the moment. We have to upgrade our material and adopt the structure of the higher education in order to have more digital talents. This is a big scale economy and also a social economy. More talent we have, but the economy would be better. We should have common share and common benefits concept and communicate more in this area. In this way, more people can become digital talent, and more countries, especially developing countries, will have better digital economy, and more people will be able to live and work better in this area and benefit from this area, rather than being restrained by the new technology. At the same time, we have to avoid the digital gap. Digital economy is an innovative economy. Education have to give our innovative talent with an innovative way. The digital transformation economy is the only way out in this situation. In this September, the Secretary General Guterres is calling for a transformation education summit in this September. And for example, Mrs. Giannini is organizing this conference, and I'm part of this group. The digital transformation is one of the main topics. We have to upgrade our concept of education and change its model. Based on the information digital, we have to have a more equal and inclusive education. At the moment, China is implementing and put all the resources and platform as well as school in all this transformation. We are very practical and trying to find a safe method. The digital education should be shared by all the people. The digital transformation in education should be cooperated with companies. Many companies in China, including Huawei, is a great driver for this transformation. Recently, the cooperation between China and UNESCO is upgraded. During this process, all the partners, especially companies, are playing very positive roles, especially after COVID-19. Chinese companies have made more efforts and cooperate with UNESCO. So the international community have good education of quality and also material. Huawei is an example. Under the 2030 frame, we observed that Huawei is cooperating positively with UNESCO. With some labs, Huawei is cooperating with Middle East countries, and for more talent in Shenzhen. Huawei also is cooperating and opening online schools for the higher education staff. Huawei is giving very positive impacts. UNESCO, the Secretariat for UNESCO of China will continue to support companies like Huawei to upgrade their cooperation with UNESCO. We will also support developing countries in order to achieve digital transformation and for more digital talent. This will help us to achieve a community of shared future for mankind and as well as SDG. In the end, I would like to thank Huawei again, and I also for conclusion of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Qin Changwei. Well, last but not least keynote of the day, let's welcome Mr. Li Ming, Director of UNESCO ICT. He will also speak Chinese, so again, you can switch or keep your translation device to the right channel. Mr. Li Ming, good morning. Please be very welcome here on stage. A big applause for you. Here you have a stairs if you need it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, very thanks to the organizer to invite us to the Huawei Digital Talent Summit. We are organization from the UNESCO in Shenzhen, China. In the university, we would like to empower the staff, university staff of ICT skills, and we also focus on the digital transformation in universities. We are one of the leading ICT companies in the world, and we have always been cooperative with the UNESCO. Today's meeting, which is Huawei Digital Talent meeting, is very beneficial for all the stakeholders to share their experience in the ICT sector and discuss the formation of talent. This is a very unique platform. Huawei and our center share the same goal, which is digital transformation. We have been cooperating with Huawei for many years. In the digital transformation of education, we have been learning and helping each other. This is a very positive partnership. In the December of 2019, our center has been cooperated with many companies and universities around the world, including Huawei, to have IOV. Our platform is in the cloud of Huawei. This we give the training material around the world. We also cooperate with Huawei. 14 of these courses are in our cloud, and we share these materials with our partner universities. Facing the challenges of COVID-19 education, we also released many courses in the digital transformation. Huawei has been helping us greatly during all the process. In the area of research, we also cooperate with Huawei and participate in areas in the white paper in Middle East countries, including Morocco, Tunisia, and South Africa. They will be republished soon. And in the competitions of ICT, we are also invited to participate. In this UNESCO World Higher Education Conference, using the platform of Huawei, we also promote our center, and in this way, you will see what we have been doing. In the future, our center is willing to cooperate more in Huawei in ICT areas, and it will be a comprehensive cooperation. The inclusiveness and in the education should be explored more. By many means, we will help the educators and the university to achieve digital transformation. In this way, we will have a sustainable, inclusive, and equal world. We would like to make our effort. Thanks again to Huawei for inviting us, and I wish you a successful ending of this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Li Ming, and thank you to all of you for your warm welcome and the initial information indicated. A big shout out for all the keynote speakers. Now we are moving on to the first panel discussion of the day. I will be joined by Mr. Eric Li, CEO of Huawei Spain, Ms. Christina Coulomb, Digital Future Society Director from Mobile World Capital, and Mr. Marc Garcia Tamayo, Senior Manager Workforce Advisory from EY Spain. Welcome to all of you. A big applause for all of them. It is a pleasure having you all here today. Take your seat. Thank you. Yes, of course. You can take your seat here. This is for her. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome here on stage. Having a hybrid event is quite special, right? Having people here, but of course, all those who are joining us online. Well, we are here to discuss the digital empowerment and, of course, the future of digital skills in Spain with the opportunities and challenges it presents. Huawei Spain is presenting today their white paper entitled The Future of Digital Capabilities in Spain, developed altogether with EY, and thus we want to address the current situation and discuss ecosystems views in the midst to find a better way to cultivate digital talent. I would like to start the discussion with Mr. Eric Lee, Huawei Spain CEO. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Eric Lee, we are gathered today under the UNESCO World Higher Education Conference to address talent policies and perspectives at a global level. In this sense, for Huawei, why was Spain a key country to develop and publish the Digital Talent White Paper?
Right. Good morning. It's my pleasure and honor to be here with this UNESCO World Higher Conferences today to speak about digital talent. Digital talent, especially since this event happens once per 10 years. So I'm so honored to be here. Actually, the importance of the digital talent has been widely recognized by so many countries, especially in the EU. EU has been made clear by EU's digital decade strategy, and also in Spain for the digital 2025 plan. So, and also even in the year 2022, for the Spanish government made it quite clear for recovery, transformation, and resilience plan. Education and vocational skills are highlighted in that plan. So coming back, for the new technologies actually changed and evolved very fast, every 5 to 10 years. We have to keep learning and training in these new technologies to accomplish the digital transformation as we keep going, keep going. So for the company like Huawei, we would like to, what we can do to together with the public sector or private sector to have these industrial partners to address these kind of challenges. That is why, we made a decision that we're gonna launch this talent development white paper in Spain. So the main objectives of this white paper are to look at the overall status and also assess the current status of what's going on in terms of the digital talent in Spain. And also, we want to use this kind of background to raise more in-depth discussions around this digital development program. So we have worked together with the EY to obtain the best result possible and be able to present them in this white paper. The white paper called The Future of Digital Skills in Spain.
Absolutely, thank you, Eric. I would like to head over to Marc Garcia, who is Senior Manager of Workforce Advisory in Ernst Young. Good morning, thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Here. As Eric said, there are different opportunities in Spain to improve digital skills in the future, of course, and very close future. What was the purpose of the study, and what was the approach that you used?
Yes, first of all, thank you everyone for joining us. It's a pleasure from EY to be here, and I will show the main results that we prepare on the white paper. I think the first one is to understand what is the current situation in the European Union, and as we said before, the European Digital Compass has a very target objective by 2030, that it's that at least the 80% of adults should have the basic digital skills. Here in Spain, taking into account this metric, only the 57% of population has these basic digital skills, just above from the European zone, but below for the European target. No? Taking into account this, the challenge that we have discovered in the study is that there is a mismatch between the supply, what is the talent available today, versus the demand, what are the digital skills required by our companies. Taking into account this, the aim of our study is to understand, to analyze in a deep dive way, to understand what are the main factors that caused this situation from two perspectives. In the first one, it's the demand. We carry out a survey for 56 companies that operate in the same sector like Huawei. And for the other side, we analyzed what is the response by the students and the teaching experts from educational institutions. And we have collected 125 responses, and they have provided what are their opinion about this. No? Regarding this approach with two perspectives, we have limited 5 key building blocks or key areas that for us are very important. The first one is the digital transformation and what are the challenges for the companies. The second one is what are the digital skills that would be demanded in the next years. The third one, it is the supply, what is the shortage of ICT professionals, as well as what are the main causes that provide this situation. The fourth one is the bridge, what is how can we close the gap between the supply and demand, and reskilling, it is the bridge that could develop this gap. No? And finally, we analyze what is the importance of certifications or micro-credentials that Marcus said before, taking into account that the new people or the young people, they put in value these micro-credentials.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Cristina Colom, as Director of Digital Talent Society from Mobile World Capital, and exploring what Eric and Mark have said, what do you say about the rising need to gain and develop digital talent and skills? I mean, we may be forgetting another challenge, which is the growing digital divide that needs to be addressed, or are these two aspects compatible?
I think they are the two sides of the same coin, somehow. First of all, I also wanted to thank Eric Lee particularly and his team for inviting me, and it's an honor to be here in front of all of you, the audience, as you said, presentially, but also online, on behalf of Mobile World Capital Barcelona Foundation that I represent here today. It's a foundation that we seek to improve quality of life through the digital transformation. But this digital transformation needs to be always human-centric, and I think the words before me of the other keynote speeches and Eric and Mark goes into the same direction. Addressing those two sides of the same coin means we are actually in a digital emergency. That means we've been I would say we are experiencing this digital transformation, which brings a lot of good things to us. Let's say opportunities, we can get to new services that through technology we can achieve on the financial, on the health, of course, on the education. However, there is the other side of the same coin, which are all the challenges that this digital transformation is bringing. And the main one is basically the digital divides. And I would like to point it out that it's not one single divide, because probably then we would be done. It would be easy. After this event today, we would all go buy all the devices and everybody would be happy joining the internet. Unfortunately, it's not so easy because this digital divide goes beyond the accessibility, which is of course extremely important. It goes beyond connection. It goes on education, gender gap, depending on the age, how I can access to internet. It depends on language, and unfortunately, I don't know about Chinese, but half of the content on internet is in English. So unless you speak English, you have a limit to half of the content that you will find on the internet. So at this point of time, what we are seeing is we are somehow creating a dual society. One which is digital skilled, and this is great. I think digitally skilled people, talent people can get greater jobs, and as I think Marcus mentioned on the lifelong learning methodology or philosophy somehow, and I think this is very important, but at this point of time, we are excluding to that methodology or to that system all those people who really do not have those digital skills. Mark mentioned it, this percentage in the case of Spain who lack basic digital skills. And I think we need to think what that means. That means I cannot send an email, I cannot set up an email account, I cannot send a WhatsApp message. And we think this is not happening, but this is happening a lot, not only in Spain, not only in Europe, but across the globe. But I think we need to address it, and I think, of course, education is mostly the solution for that.
Absolutely. And seeing that the numbers that Mark shared with us before, Eric, what do you think about Spain's digital talent development? How can Huawei contribute to it?
Actually, I'm impressed by the Spain's digital effort and our investment into the talent development program. So the latest index, like called the Digital Economy and Social Index from EU, they're showing that Spain is in a good position in terms of these basic digital skills and also enterprise adoption of the digital technologies. So that's good. But however, I think there are still always room for the improvement. So this is a very still lack of the digital talent in Spain, mainly because of this global economy has entered into a digital faster lane, and also because of the pandemic. Most of the companies and industries are accelerate the digital transformation in their sectors. So Huawei started over 30 years ago, and also have showing growing a industrial leader in the past 30 years. But at Huawei, we always believe that we can make a difference based on the digital talent and a red talent. For instance, Huawei built up a certification system called competencies and also a qualifications certification system, in so-called C&Q systems. So through these systems, so we can assess the employees' professional growth and also their performance. This system can be used to be here in Spain for the public sector and the private sectors. Another thing, from the years of the experiences, we developed more than 100 courses free online from our portal, And among of those 100 courses, we actually create a technical certification system which is cover 20 domains in ICT industries. That's a lot, that's a lot. So coming back to that, what we can contribute to Spain's digital societies. First, we launched this Seeds for the Future program in the year 2008 globally. Currently, so far, we have been trained more than 1.5 million people in 100 countries worldwide. But we introduced this Seeds for the Future program late in the year 2013, so into Spain. So this year is going to be the 10th year for this program in Spain. So, and with this upcoming edition, we're going to train more than 200 students this year in Spain in the year 2022. So another example that we also develop a lot of training programs in Spain, like Huawei ICT Academy is here, and also Smart Bus, and also Huawei Digital Universities. So actually in the year 2021, during pandemic, we also successfully launched the Seeds for the Future scholarship programs. So it's gonna motivate outstanding Spanish people into the digital areas. Actually, 1 month ago, we also, together with the Mobile World Capital, to launch a project called Inclusive Coding. This is a very special training program. This program are aiming at the people with or in vulnerable situations. So in Spain, to promote their capabilities in the labor market through this training in digital skills. So those are just a few examples for us, what we are doing in Spain to help our people and our the talents to be more like digitalized skills into their daily work and daily life. That's it.
Mark, in your case or regarding your study, what are the key findings that you have drawn for this study? Which ones would you highlight and why?
Yeah, as you can see in the screen, we have developed 10 key findings, but I would like to point out only 6 in order to provide you a good understanding of these ones. Huh? The first one for me, it's the exploitation of data. In Spain, we have a lot of small and medium companies, and the reality is very different versus the large corporate companies. So we can, I think, advance to help these small, medium companies to provide them good data programs. There are a lot of options in terms of digital certifications, in micro-credentials, in micro-learning, options that we have to provide them in order that they could move forward in this field. The second one that I would like to point out is the shortage of ICT profiles. And there is a data that is very impressive. In Spain, only the 3.8 of professionals in Spain are related in the ICT profiles. And the main cause of these shorted ICT profiles borns in the school. In the young people, when they start at the school, there are a lot of men in this way that they choose the ICT subjects or matters versus the ladies that they don't choose this one. I think there are a lot of things that we can do in this way. For this, it's very important to promote the collaboration between governments, companies, and institutional educators to promote this collaboration and act as a bridge in order to increase this percentage. The other one is the demanding skills. Taking into account the data obtained in our study, the most demanding digital skills are data analytics, data science, and robotic process automation. these cases are very relevant, and we have to increase these skills in order that the companies obtain the skills required in order to provide or to face their challenges. Another key finding that we would like to share with you, it's a good practice in order to avoid the shortage of ICT profiles, that it consists in hiring professionals from similar sectors and provide them the reskilling programs. Why? Because they have the similar technical base and they have transversal skills on which we could develop another ones. So I think it's a good alternative to start to take advantage of this kind of profiles. As I said before, and I suppose that Cristina goes in a deep way after, in Spain, it's very necessary to incorporate the figure of counselor in the schools to orient or to provide certain orientation to the young people to choose these STM matters or signatures. Okay. There is a one data that surprised me a lot. That it's the 17% of companies surveyed affirm that the young people join to labor market, they do not have the level of preparation required of the organization. And I think that there is a very huge percentage of people. One step that could provide is the modernization of vocational training or formación profesional in Spain, that it could be a good alternative to reduce this gap. No? Another key finding that we would like to point out today is that 88% of companies survive affirm that reskilling programs are very important or high important in their strategic roadmap, but only the 18 of companies consider that they have prepared for facing challenges of the next 5 years. Another key finding that we would like to share with you that we observe during the interviews with experts of institutional educations, it's the need to develop a reskilling program for the entire teaching team of academic institutions. They need our help. They need to reskill their digital skills, and they felt in some cases that they are alone. Finally, taking into account the certifications or micro-credentials that we talked before, the 80% of company highlighted that the certifications are very valuable when we are hiring young people, because they consider that could be an instrument for differentiation respecting the other people.
Looking at the numbers, again, thank you, Eric, to contribute from Huawei's side in this digital talent development. Cristina, we've been talking about talent or digital skills as a whole, but what's your opinion or your thoughts about gender inequalities? Where does it stand? I mean, are they present in our current situation, taking into account global crises, such as the pandemic, for example?
Yeah, well, I take a little bit as well as what Mark said about the importance of STEM disciplines and that we need to get into the girls, into the real young girls into that. And apologies if I get a bit passionate, but I think this is another of the big challenges, because gender inequalities have existed since we exist. Let's put it this way. And I would say something else, because you mentioned it on crisis situation, the pandemics, the war, it doesn't really matter. The effect of a crisis is never gender neutral, never. It has always a stronger impact on women than men. And we can see it during the pandemics, and I can go to the very high skill, talented woman. If you look at data on the number of researches done during the pandemics, the number of women who finalize or elaborate those researches decreased dramatically than before the pandemics. Women took care of children, of grandparents, of elderly people, they had to do all these housekeeping activities a lot more than men, even for high-skilled women. So there is this gender inequality that it's, I would say, rooted in our culture, in our mindset, and we need to change it. The World Economic Forum has a report that showcases when we will be achieving this gender balance. And again, due to the pandemics, this number has increased. Before, it was 96 years. Close your eyes, think about yourself, where will you be in 96 years? We will not see this gender equality. Unfortunately, this goes even worse. Due to the pandemics, this number has risen now to 135.6 years.
Wow.
So my great-great-great-grandchildren might see this gender balance. I think this is an issue we really need to orientate, as Mark was mentioning before. And apologies because this is Ernst & Young, but McKinsey had another report before the pandemics that showcased that between 40 and 160 million women will need to change to new jobs during this decade, this 2030, from now to 2030. And in this change of jobs, they will need to have digital skills. What happens when this is not the case for a lot of those women? They lose independence. They cannot have autonomy. They cannot become what they want to do. And you say, well, why is it so important? It's not only that women are half of the population, it's half of the talent, it's half of the creativity, it's half of the innovation. It comes from women. So I think we cannot afford a society where women is not present. And even worse, in the technology sector, because it's everywhere. So sorry, women should be everywhere. But perhaps in other sectors, it doesn't change so much. But in technology, it makes us change. We communicate. We meet people, we travel through technology, we work through technology. So if we don't take into account the standpoint of the women in all of those situations and all of this development of technologies, we are losing this half of the population or the talent or the creativity. So we need to talk about education, but we need to make sure, as Mark was pointing out in the research, that we need to promote and foster, first, that we are equal. There is no difference between one or another. When they are 3 years old children, we as children decide already for blue collar, for pink collar, these things, which I don't think should be that bad. It's only a question of self-esteem. I need to know that I can be good at maths, I can be good at arts, or I can be good at technology.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we are about to finish the first panel of the day, so I would like to close it with a 1-minute lightning round. I would like for all of you to share how public administrations, the tech industry, and the tech companies should be doing to cultivate and improve the digital sphere from yours and your company and your company's perspectives, of course. Mark, I would like to start with you.
Okay, thank you. I think that there is an unprecedented opportunity to encourage the collaboration between the government and companies. So the government can act as a bridge, as we mentioned before, and they can encourage communication and promote the lifelong learning that Marcus said before. From corporate side, I think the first step that we can move is to incorporate the big data reskilling in order to provide the people the data that they need to grow. I think the data is important. I think the companies should have this step. From social perspective, I think that it's very important to give visibility of the potential of development of STEM professions in the school stage from a very early age. And it's important to inspire and motivate young people in order to choose these careers. And from the government perspective, I think that plays a key role in order to provide this fostering collaboration. And I think that the government could promote this lifelong learning throughout a lot of initiatives by maybe the modernization of vocational training, formación profesional. It could be the first step of a good story.
Thank you, Mark. Cristina, what are your thoughts?
I cannot add too much to what Mark was saying, because I also believe very, very strongly on public and private collaboration. I think the challenge is so complex and so huge. There is not one single state, not one single company, not one single society who can really address the challenge. So we really need to work together. And I think initiatives as the ones that Eric was mentioning before, where you can see that there are joint forces, are really the solution in order to shape a more inclusive and sustainable digital agenda.
Absolutely. Last but not least, Eric, would like to know your thoughts.
Yes, I think this long-term digital talent development program needs to build up ecosystems, and need also lead the collaborations between the public sector and the private sectors, like from government side, from university side, and also from business side. This is going to be a long run. Huawei has already begun working with some of the institutions, like Spanish educational institutions and organizations, to support team building up these ecosystem. And also the second, as I said, that Huawei already built up a relatively entire technical certification systems. We can use this kind of technical certification systems to bring these systems into Spain and generate more variety of the certification systems. As just Mark mentioned, that actually for the industry, for the digital talent, they actually very satisfied, or they are looking forward to that kind of technical certification system when they are doing a work, daily doing the work. So last but not least, as also Winston Payne mentioned in the morning, our board of directors mentioned that openness and collaborations is what the world needs right now in order to leave no one behind in the digital world. So in Huawei, we look forward collaborating to continuing moving forward in this digital world. We continue doing that to bring more digital talent in Spain. We committed doing that. We are doing that. We will do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much to all of you. This is all the time that we have for this very, very interesting panel. Again, thank you very much to all of you, Eric, Mark, and Cristina, for your time. A big applause to all of them.
Thank you.
It was an enriching discussion about digital talent in Spain and the future it holds. Thank you, of course. You can take your seats. There is much more information about within the white paper, the future of digital capabilities in Spain, developed by Huawei and EY. I encourage to all of you to visit huawei.com/es for the complete report. Again, thank you for all your attention. Now it's time for us to move to the second panel or round of speeches. Huawei has already launched
华为已经进行了做了一些白皮书，在亚太地区、中东还有欧洲地区。华为是和大学、政府还有 NGO 都一起在倾力的合作，进行这个 ICT 学院项目。所以今天我们非常荣幸来邀请华为大学，还有一些大学还有政府机构的来宾来探讨他们自己的案例，还有他们新的方法和一些成就，在这个数字人才的培养中。首先，我们邀请张金先生，他是华为教育人才生态系统高级主裁。 他会讨论建立人才生态系统并提高数字技能的主题。欢迎张晋先生，非常感谢你来参加我们的会议，请发言。女士们、先生们，早上好！我非常荣幸今天来和大家讲一下华为人才教育人才生态系统。首先呢，我想让大家来看一下这个 ICT 的杂志，你会在你的这个袋子中可以看到我们所有的经验和案例和大学的合作的案例，希望你们可以看一下。好的，谢谢。好，看下一张。作为一个 ICT 基建的领军人物，还有智能设备领先人物，领先公司，我们是在多方面领域的多方面做出努力来支持它的数字化转型。按照我们这个2021年的报告，我们是世界上第2大的供应商。我们的一半人工作人员是。
To every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. Currently, we are in the midst of the fourth technological revolution driven by 5G, AI, and big data. Huawei provides the innovative products, solutions, and services for global consumers, telecom carriers, and enterprise customers. Over 220 million Huawei devices for consumers have been equipped with the Harmony operating system. Huawei Mobile Service has become the third largest mobile application ecosystem in the world. Tests in 13 countries demonstrate that Huawei's 5G network provides the best user experience. At the Mobile World Congress 2021, Huawei's Blade AAU product won the Best Mobile Network Infrastructure Award from GSMA. Over 700 cities and 267 of the Fortune 500 companies have chosen Huawei for their digital transformation. As digital technologies continue to develop rapidly, so does the world become more digital. So far, more than 170 countries have released their digital strategies. Digital transformation requires a lot of ICT talent, but authoritative organizations forecast a gap of more than 10 million ICT professionals worldwide in the next decade. To bridge the gap between talent, supply, and demand, Huawei has set up the 3-tree talent ecosystem, which integrate education, industry, and public approaches to talent cultivation. Next, I will focus on Huawei experience and achievement in the education talent ecosystem. Huawei's education talent ecosystem builds the talent alliance, improves talent skills, develops talent standards, and promotes talent value. We have been working with universities and colleges, education authorities, and international education organizations to develop Huawei ICT Academies, participate in education cooperation projects around the world, hold Huawei ICT competitions, and organize job fairs to cultivate ICT talent and benefit the ICT industry. In 2013, Huawei launched the Huawei ICT Academy, a global university enterprise collaboration project. So far, Huawei has established ICT academies globally with more than 2,000 universities and colleges. We now have over 2,000 Huawei ICT academies, training over 7,000 teachers and 150,000 students in year 2021. Huawei ICT Academies provide high-quality teaching courses for teachers, including introductory, practical, and professional courses. We have also worked with professors to develop the dedicated teaching materials for Huawei ICT Academies. Every year, we hold activities such as Teachers Forum, Annual College Meeting, Education Summit, and Principals Forum to exchange ideas and share cutting-edge ICT technology. The knowledge needs to be constantly updated. So next, please. Professionals can improve their digital skills through Huawei certification. There are 3 certification levels. We are offering ACIA, HCIP, and ACIE, covering more than 100 certification subjects in 23 technical fields, such as datacom, AI, 5G, big data, and operating systems. By the end of 2021, we had certified more than 550,000 professionals and 17,000 ACIEs. To match Huawei ICT Academy talent pool with industry demands, Huawei holds ICT talent job fairs worldwide every year. We invite key local enterprises and industry partners to attend the job fair, bridging talent supply and demand. For example, last year in Brazil, Huawei launched the online job fair platform. Over 4,300 participants have joined, and globally, Huawei has made over 60 job fairs with 15,000 college students in year 2021. 2,000 of them got offers. Huawei ICT Talent Job Fair helps students find ideal opportunities. We will keep investing on these activities. Okay. We have also built an international competition and a communication platform for teachers and students in universities and colleges around the world. The Huawei ICT competition. Since the first competition in 2015, we've seen more and more countries and participants involved. Currently, the 6th Huawei ICT competition is ongoing. It has attracted 150,000 students for more than 2,000 universities and colleges from 85 countries and regions. Also, more than 60 national leaders and senior government officials have shared their opinions during our opening and awarding ceremonies. To achieve global education equity and share education resources, Huawei has launched a comprehensive one-stop service platform. We call it Huawei Talent. By the end of 2021, Huawei Talent was available in over 170 countries and regions. In the past 3 years, we have launched over 260 online courses, providing online learning for more than 1.2 million Chinese. The platform offers multiple learning methods, such as cloud-based online lab, live classes, and mock exams, making sure that students can learn through both theory and practice. To bridge the gap between talent supply and demand in digital area, Huawei builds Talent Alliance, improves talent skills, develops talent standard, and promotes talent value to help world become more digital. In the future, we are looking forward to working with universities, education organizations, government agencies in various countries to improve digital skills for a better future. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Zhang Jing. Thank you for your wonderful explanation. Now, let's hear from Mr. Virahadi Kusuma, Rector of Institute Technology Bandung. She will join us on live, and she will present long collaboration with Huawei and suggestions to the collaboration among industry, education, and government. Good morning, Ms. Virahadi Kusuma.
Hello. Hello, everyone. We are very sorry we cannot join all of you in beautiful Barcelona. We are in Bandung, Indonesia. I'm Reini Wirahadikusuma. I'm the rector of Institut Teknologi Bandung. I would like first briefly introduce about our institution. Institut Teknologi Bandung, or we are known as ITB. ITB is a state university in Bandung. It's about 2.5-hour drive from the capital of Jakarta. We are the oldest science and technology university, and we are also focusing on design and art education. So it's a good mix between science, technology, and art and design. And recently, we also work on our management education. ITB and Huawei has been partnering since 2010. Yeah, 2010. We are very enthusiastic about this collaboration. The most achievement is we can tell that with only 7 certified instructors in 2020 and 2021 alone, our university has trained more than 400 students on artificial intelligence, and I got the report that our students getting the highest passing rate compared with other universities, because our students are very enthusiastic, they are very driven, which is very, very good for this program. And as explained by Mr. Zhang Jing earlier, have been very active participant of the academy. Thank you for your support. In Indonesia, there are 80 universities participating in the academy, and ITB is one of the major institutions involved. These are several events that we can show all of you, just giving some overview from the recent activities, 2018 and 2019, we involved in all kinds of ICT Academy activities. And we would like to give you highlights in 2020. Maybe we can move to the slide on competition. So since 2018, Huawei ICT competition, ITB participate and win the award, thank God, yeah, Alhamdulillah. In the national level, we achieved the first winner, and also in 2018, third place regional final, and the most recent competition in 2020, our students won the regional final for both network and cloud track, and also the global final, and got grand prize double championship award for both network and cloud. So we are very proud of our students, and we are going to nurture this collaboration, and we are going to always support. So I'm as the management of Institut Teknologi Bandung, we understand that it takes persistence, patience, and commitment. And it is also very important to support our students and our lecturers to develop their skills. So we acknowledge very much the importance of the program that provided by Huawei, the Academy. We thank you, we appreciate for your attention to Indonesia's development. So we understand that our task in university cannot be very effective without the support from the industry. So we are very fortunate to have Huawei as our partner. Again, we would like to extend our gratitude and support for the continuance of this collaboration, not just with Huawei, but with other universities in the region of Asia Pacific. That is briefly what we can tell about ITB. Look forward to meeting all of you soon in next or future activities. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Ms. Vida Hadikusuma. Now, let's come back here on stage, and I would like to welcome and please ask his presence here with me on stage to Dr. Héctor Benítez. He is Director of General Directorate of Computing, Information and Communication Technologies of UNAM, in cooperation, of course, between Huawei and UNAM. Dr. Benítez, muy buenos días, good morning. Thank you very much for being here, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe I got 7 minutes, and my talk will be very fast. Firstly, I would like to introduce UNAM. UNAM is a university at Mexico. It's the largest university in Mexico. I'm going to remove my mask. Yeah, thank you. UNAM, as I told you, is the largest university in Mexico, National Autonomous University of Mexico. We got something like 300,000 students and 30,000 academics. We produce more or less something like 40% of our research program in Mexico is being produced at UNAM. Then it's one of the largest universities in Mexico. What we've been doing with Huawei is, the next slide, please. Thank you. It's an alliance. In 2020, we've been addressed by the Mexican government in order to produce an alliance around artificial intelligence with 2 topics. Please, the next one. Thank you. Training and donation. Firstly, Huawei donate to Mexico and at UNAM, of course, an equipment based upon artificial intelligence in order to analyze data in high-performance computing using neural networks devices. We focus with the Mexican government in order to produce an alliance with triple helix between the Mexican government, the private sector, and the universities. Please, the next one. And of course, we use the academy structure from Huawei in order to develop 2 meetings in order to find the key people within Mexico to resolve several problems in, how I would say, in a transversal way. How we solve the problems based upon artificial intelligence, we establish several groups based upon sociologists, computer science technologies, professionals, and academics, and all working together to solve a social problem. One of the key problems that we solved, for instance, was how to cultivate strawberries in a special part in Mexico, how to develop cleaner water in Mexico as well. And nowadays, we already have 10 projects moving forward in that direction. Please, the next one. And in terms of this alliance, we're working with several parts of Mexican government, for instance, the Ministry of External Relationships. And we are now working with a second proposal in order to integrate a new proposal, I would say that, to find another kind of groups working together in order to resolve problems. But now we are very pleased to announce that we are putting some more money in order to attract young people, students mainly, in order to develop their own results. Please, the next one. And the first one was in 2021, and the second one will be in 2022, sorry. And the government, as I told you, is the federal government from Mexico, Huawei, and other companies, small companies in Mexico, and as well the university, UNAM. All of them working together, or all of us working together in order to solve problems, specific problems, transdisciplinary problems that are affecting Mexico. And as one of the colleagues was saying before, we are very focused in order to involve an agenda as well, in order to integrate women into that area. STEAM for us is very important. We got a lack of opportunity. We found that we got a lack of opportunities for women, from mathematics, from physics, of course, and engineering, and how to develop. We find that we need to go into the first basic education in order to have more women involved into these areas, saying that we are trying to involve young women, some like 15, 16 years old, in order to be part of this work. You may say that how can you integrate women or children in such a young age in order to solve problems? Well, it's a real challenge, but it's put in our proposal in order to develop the whole idea of this ecosystem in terms of agenda. Please, the next one. The participation of UNAM is to promote, is to give spaces for this lab that Huawei donate to the Mexican government, and the Mexican government donate to UNAM. And of course, we create another degree, which is a data science degree. And within this degree, we integrate the lab. Please, the next one. And the other support is mainly the Mexican government and some private sector companies who donate some money in order to give grants to the students. We are using for these grants something like, I would say, $1 million, I think, in our budget for this year, in order to give some grants to the students and to integrate something like 100 students around Mexico. The next one. And of course, we are working with Huawei in this Huawei academic profile. In Mexico is very important, and I think around the world as well, in order to create this certification issue that young professionals are coming around these degrees with a very strong background in mathematics and physics and engineering, but they don't have the qualification needed in order to integrate to several companies, and it's necessary to develop their own skills in order to integrate to these specific jobs in this new era of certification. It's a challenge for our universities in Mexico how to integrate certification in order to do not lose the students in the first steps of their new professional career. And I think that's it for me. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you to Huawei to invite us here. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benitez, for sharing all the information. Now, time to continue. We will hear from Mr. Luis de Acevedo, Managing Director of Fundación Estatal para la Formación en el Empleo. Señor de Acevedo, Mr. de Acevedo, the floor is yours. Be very welcome on stage. Thank you.
Pues hola, buenos días a todas y a todos.
Muchísimas very much to Huawei for inviting me to this presentation about the education. I'm the managing director in Spain. We are in charge of the training of all the employees for the public sectors with 3 initiatives for the training in the public sector for more than 4 million employees. more than 1 million people, and we have public cooperation between the public, and it's to Digitalizate, and we train more than 4 million employees. I would like to share, as an expert in training, our doubts. And from my organization, we have to go over them. The first thing, we have here a quotation of Heraclitus. He was born before Christ, and he said, in the chaos there is no error, and all together we have to organize all this general chaos. The first reflection I would like to share with you, the knowledge doesn't belong to the university or the public administration, but to private companies. That's the first milestone in this center. We have to analyze the paradigm has changed substantially. Examples, we have mandarins with patents, with 5G, genetically modified products. We all have the private sector and not the administration, neither the universities. Second reflection, thought I would like to share. We cannot allow this digital divide. If we maintain this divide in the territories, in genders, then we will have seen unpleasant situations for all those who will be out of this digitalization. We need a change of model of the public administration we have to fulfill. We have to guarantee good training so that our citizens will take consciously good decisions for them. We have to control the algorithm, very important. We shouldn't leave somebody else. There are some algorithms who are working, who are very good for our citizenship, and we have to control these, and also to change the role without the technologies and the companies in this sector in order to be the translators of how to cooperate with them. We will have a problem in the digital divide within sectors, territories, and the size of the company. Digital transformation doesn't go to the middle and small companies. Compared to the big companies, we have the means. The role of the major companies have to change dramatically. They have to be responsible of their ecosystems of talents. That means they have to support quality in their employment in order to participate in their ecosystems, because the possibility of growing of the public sectors, how to take not only digital talent, but all these companies which may employ the best in all sectors. Digitization is global, will go to all sectors, to all jobs, and we have to know how to form this system. School should be to train in soft skills so we can work in teams, how to generate projects together in teamwork, to know the synergies, what we are dealing with, and other crucial aspects. Our organization, Funde, has started a space of collaboration, the biggest collaborations with the public-private sector, collaboration public-private sector and public-public within Spain and Europe. 50 companies, they have social responsibility and governance, have given the resources for training in order to have this transformation for free, to support the digital transformation of the small companies and the employees. More than 4 million people participating in this digital space with Huawei is our partner. CEO of Huawei, Mr. Li, signed together with the Ministry of Works with us and with the other companies the access to this space. It's just within this space where we are having contact with the technological companies, how we can collaborate, and there are accords in the third level with Google, we have with Huawei, we have a second accord.
Con lo cual, bueno, pues es un espacio de reflexión de cómo organizamos los roles entre las administraciones públicas, las compañías y las universidades, porque necesitan y están supeditados a un cambio.
And they are facing a challenge. Huawei said 120 resources in digital area, 5G, Internet things, big data, artificial intelligence, globe, also to access to magisterial courses and digital talent. So we need a collaboration within the government, the public administration, and this company. We have to advance to see connecting aspects, how to advance together, because together it's not only of Huawei, but of everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all this information. And let's continue. I would like to warmly welcome just the last speech before a short break that we will be making right after. But now, a very big welcome to Professor Paulinus Chijioke from National Commission for Colleges of Education in Nigeria. He will share his opinion on ICT talent cultivation. So, no more words. Please, Professor Paulinus Chijioke, whenever you want. The stage is yours. Thank you very much. Welcome on stage.
Good morning, fellow participants. I bring you greetings from Nigeria, Africa. We are very grateful to Huawei for extending the invitation to us to be part of this talent summit to do with digitalization. I represent a board known as National Commission for Colleges of Education. It is the third leg of the tripod of excellence for tertiary education, supervision, and regulation in Nigeria. The other two legs are National University Commission for universities. Then we have the National Board for Technical Education for polytechnics. As we supervise and regulate all the colleges of education that train teachers, produce teachers, especially for the basic education level, that include the primary and junior secondary school, considering Nigerian education system. Our mission, like I said, is to develop curriculum for teacher education and also accredit their programs, basically quality control, so that all the teachers produced in the country, be it by the government or private institutions, that they come up with the same certificate or the same standard anywhere in the country. So these colleges are over 200 in the country. And we have been carrying out this very exercise, and during the pandemic, we really had challenges. Prior to the pandemic, the COVID-19, we've been applying technologies. We've been deploying technologies in teaching or teaching our very students in these colleges. But that was in a very small scale. But during the pandemic, when schools were closed, we scaled up and started using some of the ICT platforms to teach the students while the schools were closed down. We were able to do that, sustain it for some time until when we say the pandemic relaxed. Now I can talk about the post-pandemic era. So we all know that today there's a great and accelerated digital transformations across human endeavors, with education being the most impacted. So what we have done presently, or what we are doing now, is a kind of blended approach. But the gains we achieved during the pandemic using digital technology, online teaching, we've decided to scale up more, to upgrade that, because we have seen the very good gains in using technology in teaching. Something is very special about we in the College of Education applying digital technology in our teaching learning, because these very teachers we produce at this level, they are the ones that teach the very younger ones from crèche. They teach at the nursery. So if these teachers have this technology, this skill, digital technology, it becomes easier for them to begin to develop the talent in the younger ones. So we are open. We have been partnering with some organizations, both local and foreign. UNESCO has been of very good help, and UNICEF. So when Huawei came on board, we opened our hands to them. Presently, we do not have any partnership, but we want to enter partnership with Huawei. We've done all the groundwork, so we are expecting them, or just today we hope to send a MOU, and immediately they visited. We are hoping that immediately, maybe after this moment, we are quickly going to start this partnership to bring it to actualization. So what are we expecting from the agreement? We were looking at the collaboration, establishing Huawei ICT training and teacher resource centers for staff and students training, experience and internship, scholarships, knowledge exchange as regional, national, international seminars, conferences, and workshops. We're also looking at, through this collaboration, to widen teachers' education while increasing enrollment through NC Academy industry. We're also looking at financing ICT infrastructure for our colleges and lifelong and computer education in our colleges. Again, we are looking at expanding e-learning and create demands for higher education quality and curricular context. So the collaboration will be in 3 categories: ICT infrastructure, technology, and administrative. We have challenges which we believe will not hinder this partnership. We have challenges already that we are tackling with. We have limited ICT infrastructure in our colleges. We have limited finances. We have limited financial resources to carry out ICT training. We also have high cost of ICT devices. And we are looking forward. The prospects are there because the students are there, the schools are there, the market is there. So we are looking forward that through this partnership, we will change the narrative to a great extent as it relates to digital technology among our students and our graduates who will be beneficiaries at the end of the day. So at the time we finish this, we are believing that we are going to reduce the school dropout rates and also improve unemployment in the country, as well as issue of insecurity and youth militancy, which somehow we've been battling. So we believe that with digital knowledge, or digital technology being deployed in our schools, many will be drawn back to school. So in our plan, we believe that if this works out well, that in no distant time, what presently we have will double in terms of achievement in our school system. In conclusion, the future of digital teacher education is full of promise and opportunities, especially as its deployment lays the foundation for quality e-learning and online education. It is hoped that with the support of Huawei technology, our training institutions will continue to promote digital teacher education, as well as promote long life learning opportunities for all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Huawei, for finding us worthy to partner with you in this project. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Professor Paulinus. Okay, and as I promised, now time for a short break. So time for stretch your legs, grab a coffee, talk to each other, of course, trying to keep in your networking, and see you back here in 10 minutes just to continue with the last speeches and the rest of the event. Thank you, and see you then. Take care.